Welcome to the Sports Entrepreneur Show powered by the Ninja Zone, the only podcast for sports entrepreneurs that gives you an inside look into what it takes to turn your passion for sports into a business. I had such a great time sitting down with Frank Sahlein, the CEO of Third Level Consulting and Business Brokerage. Frank has been active in the Children's Activity Center industry as an athlete, a coach, an owner, a consultant, and now a broker. And that's a lot of what we talked about in today's episode. We really get into understanding industry trends and how much the value of an industry and the age of an industry impacts our businesses. So much of what we do we think is, or so much of our results we think is attributed to what we do each day. And while it is, a lot of the things that affect the growth of our businesses are simply the industry trends. So we talk about industry trends, and we also talk about exit strategy and exit planning, which a lot of times really isn't a question on the minds of small business owners, especially passionate sports entrepreneurs when we start our business. And so I love that I got to sit down and pick Frank's brain because he is a brilliant mind. So enjoy the show, everyone. Hello, everyone. Casey here. Welcome to this week's episode of the Sports Entrepreneur Podcast. It is not just me this week. I am sitting down with Mr. Frank Sahlein and super excited about this conversation because he is one of the best minds in our industry. I've admired him for a long time and his perspectives really on our industry. I think he brings a great deal of knowledge and information, and I just can't wait to, Frank, I can't wait to pick your brain. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Casey. It's an honor to be here. It's a mutual admiration society, as I've admired you as well, working from the top, and it's always refreshing to work with other Eagles. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. So first question that I love to ask guests is, what are you winning at right now? And not necessarily business. It could be anything. What are you feeling great about in your life?
Well, you know, Casey, as all of us journey through, our philosophy has always been that, at least my personal philosophy has always been that there's not just one why, there's three. There's your personal why, your professional why, and your interpersonal why. And I love those because it's always been a true north for me. And in the professional why, it's been a lovely journey from gymnast to martial artist and coach to manager and owner and consultant to other clients and other consultants and other associations. So from a professional standpoint, it's been a straight up progression. Yeah, certainly with bumps in the road, but the ability to share with other people what we think we know has always been a key in the professional life. And I guess to kind of finish up that why, it's about creating success pathways for other people along that professional loop, and the applications, technologies, resources, and things we've developed and had the pleasure to develop and the privilege to develop. Creating these success pathways has been the key to the professional success. And the other part of professional success, of course, is the teamwork part of it, and assembling good teams. We have 3 or 4 companies that we've done that in, and I love that because we have to realize that we can be stars on our own right, but actually we can only achieve things by putting teams of stars together, as all successful people know.
It's funny, my big win today was I got my butt out of bed and went to yoga before I had to put the kids on the bus. But that's what I love about you. You're a big thinker, and I mean, even breaking down those whys into manageable pieces. I think that's what I love about what you guys do is break things down into what is it? Edible chunks,
Yeah.
Biteable, not biteable. That's not a word. What am I thinking of? Digestible chunks. There we go.
There
Hello.
you go.
Man, I
There you
am a little
go.
off today. We already started in the intro. I was just like, just not quite enough caffeine. Uh, well,
That's okay. In the end, so it's just to wind that up on the interpersonal level. The interpersonal is basically our friends, family, significant other relationships, and all that. And everybody goes through bumps in their road. Obviously, went through a forced separation a few years ago, but have found an absolutely stunning partner, and that whole thing then leads itself to evening everything else out in your life as well. Friends, family, significant others. That's more the interpersonal why. And then on the personal front, um, it's a matter of really looking at the your mental growth, your own emotional growth, your spiritual growth, your physical growth, what I call the creative growth or leadership for social change, your personal financial growth, all those type of things come into the personal part of it as well. And I guess putting all those things into perspective, looking at the success pathways that we try to help design for other people based on our experiences, good, bad, ugly. It doesn't matter. We continue to grow and synthesize what we know across the board. So there's the long answer to your short question, Casey.
well, that's just fine because I think I think everybody. Let's just put it this way. I think that there is such a much bigger picture that a lot of us don't get the opportunity to grasp onto, and it takes people like you, and hopefully, people like me to open others' eyes that do what we do to new things. And you mentioned, life circumstances and how that changes your growth in all areas, and it's so true. And I see people waiting until there is some sort of major life change or tragedy before they grasp the things that they need to grasp, to just be happier in general. So we can philosophize forever, but I want to make sure that I help my audience in the best way that I can. And I know from you, I saw you speak at National Gymnastics Conference, and you did a 50-ish minute talk on our industry, specifically the children's enrichment or after school industry. And I really would love for you to kind of give a quick overview of the big takeaways from that talk. Do you mind?
I'm happy to, Casey, and I'm always happy to talk about that as part of creating these success pathways. First of all, from the perspective of a children's activity center and that whole industry, or children's learning opportunity center industry, we call it a CAC or a CLOC. It could be anything from somebody who is just a gymnastics school or just dance or just martial arts or just swim or just cheer or just education or any combination of the above. We all know that there's gymnastics-based children's centers, cheer-based children's centers, any combination or permutation, especially with Casey's obviously introduction of the incredibly successful Ninja into the arena as well. It's taken all kinds of permutations now. So whatever your offering is in whatever sports and arts industry you're in, there has never been a better time to be in this industry. Never, not in a million years. We built this industry, all of us together. If you're brand new to the industry, then you may not have an appreciation for the history, but you will have an appreciation for it because of the people that went before you and actually turned this from a hobby or just an interest to a vocation to now a investment quality businesses. And that is huge. There's never been a better time in our industry to be in this business because the customer perception now is that they expect high quality programs, they expect high quality service, they expect high quality results for their children. And you know what? We can deliver them now. And it's fantastic. So choose your business model. Doesn't matter whether you want to be a dance school of 100 people in rural Arkansas or whether you want to be a full-fledged children's center in New York. That's up to you to choose your business model, but there's never been a better time. The expectation is there, and the high-quality providers that seek out the best, seek out podcasts like this in Sports Entrepreneur, that seek out information that maybe we have in our various companies. It doesn't matter. The technologies that you want to leverage are those things that create success pathways for the children, for your staff, and for those families and the community, and then essentially for your business. So that kind of a perspective, we can see it in our business in third level consulting because we do business expansion planning, valuation brokerage, et cetera, in addition to these technologies that help make running and managing businesses easier. Let me stop there, Casey, and get a response.
No, that was perfect. And I want to pull out one thing that you said. You said we've taken this from a hobby to a vocation to an investable industry. Did I get that right?
Yes.
And I think that's the profound thing that I want everybody to see is that, like, my parents, when they opened up their gym in 1975, it was a hobby that they were able to figure out a way to pay the bills on. And then becoming a real career path for people. And that was something that I felt like I did with my generation of taking over the business. I remember having an athlete that wanted to coach. And I remember her mom saying, I didn't pay for you to go to college to coach gymnastics because it's not a real job.
Oh my.
And I kind of had a little chip on my shoulder for a while. I was like, all right, I can figure that out. You know what? Let me pull out that thing that somebody calls my P&L and let me figure out how I can make this a real job for you. And when I started working and treating it as a business, it then did become a real career and a real job. And then now, like when you said a hobby to a vocation to an investable industry, I'd like you to expand on that and educate us on exactly what that means for people and means for owners in our space.
Yes, thank you for that opportunity. Uh, Going from a hobby to a vocation to a business where you can make a living to investment quality, meaning that investment quality is defined by SBA and the Small Business Administration in the US anyway. I realize there's international people on this call as well, but any banker or any investment group will tell you that the absolute minimum profitability after reasonable owner compensation is 15% net profit. You've got to be able to show that. And if you can be at 20 or 25% profit above reasonable owner compensation, that is all investment quality. And we can tell that now because people that are coming to third level to start a new business or to acquire businesses, to buy existing ones, are coming from other walks of life. Just last week, there was a gentleman who's an investment banker and his wife is an educator. They have a couple of children in gymnastics, but that's not why they're coming to this. They're coming to this to buy a business because they feel like they can take it over and actually do a better job, but they would not do it. They would not do it unless it was investment quality. Think about that. The gentleman is an investment banker, the woman is an educator. Okay, that's perfect. We always knew in our business, gymnastics, dance, cheer, swim, whatever you are, standalone ninja center, whatever you are, we always knew that we were cool, meaning we were cool in terms of mission, what we provided for the children, the way the staff interacted with the children, the way the business provided this for the community, for the families. We knew we were cool, but cool is different to an investor. Cool is hard dollars and cents. Now what people are seeing, they are seeing that we are both. We are cool in the sense of mission, and we are cool in the sense of investment return. And that's why we want to run our businesses really strongly with really tight management systems, protect our business, have good technical training systems, and even good personal development systems. And that's why it's so exciting. We've also seen my partner, Ron Ludwig, who handles our valuation and I sell. We've seen the value and the multiples for these businesses go up as time has gone on, as we become more sophisticated businesswomen and businessmen. And that's a great harbinger for our industry.
That I get goosebumps because I'm so excited. I think I have so much passion behind this because of my family and because of what my parents, feeling like they were trailblazers in this, and then seeing this become a real industry. Ninja Zone gave me a really interesting perspective in a lot of ways, because I had to learn real business very, very quickly. And when you say things like we're increasing value and multiple. I think that we may need a little bit of an explanation for the audience on multiple, but I learned that through Ninja Zone. Basically, that's scalability. So with those tight management systems, it allows you to grow either more locations or larger locations or acquire locations, and that's what increases the multiple. On being able to exit or sell a piece of your business. And can you explain that better than me, because I'm still learning here.
Actually, that was really good. But there are when the people take they have a way they want to value businesses, either for buying, selling, acquiring, whatever it is. There is a multiple on what's called in small businesses or even large small businesses called discretionary earnings. There's numbers of ways to value businesses. When we do it, we value businesses 8 or 9 different ways, pull out the 5 or 6 ways that are relevant, weight and average those, and there's a value range for that business. But the the basic metric is what are your discretionary earnings? And that means all the ways that your business actually takes money out. Yes, you take money out as a salary. Yes, you take money out for health, for your cell phone, for your country club, for however you take money out of your business. It's not what your tax return shows. It's not what your P&L shows. It's the detective work that shows what the real profitability in your business is. Once that discretionary earnings figure has been reached, that is multiplied by a certain number. A certain number, whether it's 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, is determined by about 16 different factors. And that's all on how you set your business up. So, Casey, without getting really arcane or trying to get too intricate, that's the basics there, meaning that the better you run your business, the more systems that are in, the more turnkey it is, the more profitable it is, and the higher quality it is, the higher the multiple. And when somebody comes to the end of the road and they want to either sell it to their internal managers or to family members transition or to sell it to outside investors, that multiple is everything.
I think this is just such an important education. I feel like so many people just aren't aware of it, and I love that you've stayed in this industry and continue to teach, because it's so important, because I feel like we have, like you mentioned earlier, in terms of the coolness of the mission and the why we do what we do with children. We have some of the hardest working, most persevering set of humans on the planet. We work with children and we work with sports, and just with a little bit of extra education, we can do amazing things. So,
Yes.
I love that, and I love the way you said that it's you explain the discretionary earnings on what you take out. I think a lot of times people are worried, owners are worried. It's like, well, it pays for my cell phone, and well, I maybe bought a TV for the gym, and it may have ended up in my house. um, and I think they get worried because they're not open about they're not open about their books and their financials. And I think I just think we just need to raise the level of confidence that nobody's doing anything. We're not like it's good. We're all in a good space, and the more clarity and transparency we can provide, the more opportunity we all have. So yeah,
Correct.
I love it. I love it. All right. So, one more question for you, Frank. If you looking at this children's activity center industry, where do we need more education, or what do you want people to know that you think can help them the most? Where can we get the most bang for our buck if you were to give us 1 or 2 pieces of advice to the industry as a whole?
Yes, and I can send you a graphic, Casey, that you can pass along to your people if you wish
Perfect.
for this. So you've got it. I'll just email that to you. But basically, when we talked about this, kind of circles back to where we were at the beginning when you said what's your wins, and we talked about those 3 whys, right? The business, personal, and interpersonal. Well, in business, we are trying to create success pathways for our people: business education, technical education in their field, whether it's ninja, gym, cheer, dance, swim, and then back to personal. So from the business standpoint, there are business systems and education and technologies and application that will do that. We provide part of them. There's other people that provide other parts. From the technical, if in the different spheres, there are technical trainings that you have to pull across. And then from the personal, there are applications where you can have people develop personally. But the business, technical, and personal development of each one of your staff members creates those success pathways that achieve their true potential. And the more they grow, the more the programs grow. The more the programs grow, the stronger the company is. The stronger the company is, the more they're able to compete in their local marketplace. And the more companies we have like that creates a stronger industry. So there's a beautiful here. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Pour into your people. I was shadowing a really experienced facility in Texas just this past weekend, and I was asking some questions about just systems like you're talking about. And I really kind of came to the conclusion is we have to make this a game. You really have to, we've got to put all in a game of personal growth, but at 18 or 19 or 20, they may not know that that's what we're doing. Just like the kids that we coach don't know that we're building skills for life. Our young employees, when they hear personal growth, they that may not resonate with them.
Right.
But I think developing the system and having those levers and those metrics is basically creating a game for them to figure out how to level up. How do I level up? And when you say technical, I just want to clarify for everyone, that doesn't mean like keyboard electronics technical. That means like skill technical. So whatever you're teaching, I just know because I've done the same thing and I get a blank stare by people. So I thought I'd go ahead and clarify. They're like, I'm not techie. And I'm like, no. So pour into your people. And so you want, yeah, I love it. I think everything starts with the people. Anything else? Anything else?
No, not really. I think we've hit it. I'm happy to send you a couple of follow-up materials if you care to. It'll just clarify the message a little bit and give some kind of a visual to the audio. Visuals
are great, and yeah, I would love that. Frank, thank you so much for being on today. I have written down those 16 factors in that valuation. So I'm going to be, I don't know, I may send you a follow-up curiosity email as to what those are, because wouldn't it be nice to know where you're going before you start?
It would be. I'm happy to send those to you, Casey.
Okay. Well, Frank, thank you so much for being on the show. Maybe we'll do this again another time with another topic. Really appreciate you. And I'm sure I will bump into you soon.
Yeah, it's an honor, Casey. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, Frank. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to The Sports Entrepreneur, powered by Ninja Zone. Read the show notes, download bonus content, sign up to get the latest updates, and more by visiting thesportsentrepreneur.com. And we'd love it if you followed us on Facebook and rated us on iTunes. Do you have a topic or guest idea? Email us at podcast@theninjazone.com. See you next week for more insights, tactics, and tools.